He wasn't in the mold of Wilt or Russ. He was a completely different player. So now you move 40 years ahead. And by the way, he reminds me of Ralph, just sort of the way he looks. And I will say, to go through 37 and 36 points in back-to-back games, to rebound, to shoot the three like he does, to move the way he does. No. We've never seen anything like this from someone this young and at this size.
What are the expressions you're giving us there, Mr. Stephen A.?
Well, listen, I didn't think about Ralph Sampson because Ralph Sampson was a tall dude that, for the most part, played big. I mean, he didn't, he had skill. Please don't get me wrong. Not throwing any shade on Ralph Sampson, but ultimately he was on the interior. When I think about this kid right here, he seems to me to be a poor man's taller version of the great Kevin Durant. He's got ball handling skills. He's got a J. He's got a perimeter game. He can get to the hole. He has those skills, but he's rail thin. And then that makes me think of Greg Oden. It makes me think of Sam Bowie. It makes me think of Chet Holmgren, the number 2 overall pick in this past June draft that ain't even playing this year because he's out injured. We've seen big dudes that were relatively skinny. Not that was Greg Oden or Bill Walton or somebody like that, but you look at a guy like Chet Holmgren and how rail thin he was, there is some trepidation. Of course, you got to take this dude number 1 at 7'4" with those skills. Can't go away from them, but it worries me. But I am a huge fan of Scooter Henderson.
I'm a major fan as well, Stephen A. And the one thing we didn't mention, absolutely, how he shoots the threes. These ain't just swing, catch, and shoot wide open. He getting them off pick and rolls. He doing it in transition. He doing it off the dribble. He falling out of bounds on the baseline, knocking down threes. You see why teams racing to the bottom to try to get this guy.
Now, look, I mean, Woj just said it. He is considered to be the greatest prospect the NBA has ever had. That includes LeBron. It includes Alcindor. It includes anybody you want. Maybe someday Bam Adebayo will have to try and deal with him. He and the Miami Heat are getting set to go in Brooklyn. We've got NBA preseason action coming up in just a moment here on ESPN.